Look at this guy practice getting in his vehicle.
It'd be a lot easier when we don't have a firewall.
And today's video is brought to you by
Welcome back to the FE32 build presented by Fiberglass. Today we are going to be building the front grille and starting on the interior.
Ooh, the squeegee boys out today. Ooh, they about to get somebody. Yeah, these Baltimore streets are brutal. God damn. Whew. Nap time I need. Sleepy I am.
What up, Paul?
Man, look at him. He ain't doing no work.
You just got
Crazy.
here. I was here at 6 o'clock.
That is crazy,
It's 1 p.m.
man. This man, every time I come here, he ain't doing no work. He walking
You just got
around.
here?
Yeah.
It'd be a lot easier when we don't have a firewall right up against my knees.
Looks like you're driving in a simulator.
It's going to be very nice for elbow, you know, like when you're chilling. Okay, so we left off last episode. We had just built the nose of the vehicle. And right now, again, like the big push is to get the body primed and ready to take molds, because we're just going to be using this body to replicate into a new carbon fiber body off of these molds. So we will not be using this body again. I'm going to keep saying it because people still don't understand. But so what I did was I started with the front end. I marked a 1-inch border around the actual grille. Ran over to our bandsaw, cut out the first layer of foam, and then actually cut out a border piece of polycarbonate. I sprayed the back of it black for no good reason, really. And then I epoxied that to the old foam nose. And then I epoxied the new grille trim area out of foam onto that. So after getting the grille onto the nose, we then epoxied the whole nose onto the chassis of the car. So now the body and the nose are just one piece. They're all glued together. We screwed some screws through it and then just pulled them back out later after the epoxy dried. So then we needed to just mud everything up. I tackled a lot of the mud work on the nose, and Greg actually had some time this week, so he gave me a hand, which was much appreciated, and he finished a lot of the detail mud work on the back and then jumped to the front and gave me a good hand on the finishing off the nose too.
Damn! Sheesh! Dude, I'm dizzy as hell.
If you want to come do this in our parking lot, we're going to start a new series where we do like build breakdowns, or maybe we shouldn't call it build breakdowns, where we basically will just get people's like cars that are local to us, and we'll basically just do like a feature on their car. We figured it'd be cool to show like local people's cars.
So if you want to bring your vehicle, please make sure you send a photo and email us.
Two pictures,
Yeah, 2 pictures.
short description.
Yes.
And the link will be in the description below. And then come see us on Drift Week. The date Xavier's got to put on the screen again.
It shall be here.
Did you see I was on a TV?
It was awesome, buddy. You did great.
Oh, I know I did great. I don't think I needed you to tell me that. My point is, did you see it?
afternoon, good evening, good night.
You take the blue pill, the story ends. You wake up in your bed and do whatever you want. You take the red pill, you stay in Wonderland, and I show you how deep the rabbit hole goes. Take the blue pill. Take the blue pill.
A lot of the mud work on the outside here, at least on the nose, was first here between like the cowl area and the hood. Like where they actually transitioned, they were both kind of like this. So you can see I ground it down a lot, and then I had to fill this whole back half because it literally cupped up. And that would just look real cheesy, and the two angles of a panel not coming together really throw me off, especially being a body guy. Like, make it perfect. So what we did was grind it down, fill this a lot, and then fill this whole transition, and we did it with a flat file. So it's all completely straight across here, and then what I'll do is I'll mark the line with the laser, and I'll cut it back in with the Hitachi 6.9, like the angle grinder.
Oh, okay.
And then I'll just run some epoxy or some wax or something in it right before we make the mold. So it'll be a little transition line, where like a part line where we can see where to cut it, but it'll all be one mold for this nose section. That way we can have the weave match up perfectly and everything like that. And then once we have the hood made, we'll make an inner piece for the hood because we need to have hinges mount to it and stuff like that. Another cool part about this is we were able to get rid of this body line right here, well, this part line, where the cab and these side pieces would be two separate pieces. We're actually gonna just keep this filled because in the F132 models, actually, the hood starts a lot farther forward, like closer to the cab. But instead of making my hood come farther forward, even though the firewall is gonna come all the way to here, it's so much easier having it all be one huge piece. And you'll have one little body line there, and a little part line right there. And everything else will be one seamless part, essentially. So we kind of have an interior now. So my next step was to bond the doors on, since we needed to mud up this gap here. Well, doors. These are the bottom halves of what's now not a door. This will just be part of the body. The door will be up here. So I cut this door to match the other one that we did, and used the leftover panels. I threw these boards through here because I'm gonna have this continue in here, obviously as like a door jamb. And then I spaced them out on the same size, same side on the same side.
Same size, same size.
So they're all spaced out, blocked out correctly. And I just came in from behind and I epoxied there and in the front and stuff. And then I got a little carried away with some ideas. You know, like when you have like just a spark of idea and you're like, this would be cool.
Dude.
So I started just throwing 2x4s in here. I'm not that good at 3D designing yet, so it was hard for me to try and like visualize how this would be. So I was like, I'll just do it by hand and build it as I go. So I started with a brace of two 2x4s this direction. Actually, one's like a 2x2, whatever. Which is like making it really angular, and I have to keep the firewall for the batteries, comes all the way up to here. So from here back is all actually battery firewall. And then from here forward, we're gonna have stuff like the 12 volt battery chargers, all that stuff. I want to maybe put the AEM stuff either directly behind me on this panel, maybe on the side here, because all the AEM electronics look really cool and I really want to show them off, maybe put some lighting around them or something. But so what we're basically doing in here is, again, not using this as the final product, but we're going to be making a buck or a mold or whatever. And then this will be one big pan, a big carbon pan that drops into the body. One cool thing about this is it's going to hide all of the roll cage. So we'll have a headliner piece that we'll make as well. But once we get all the molds made of the outside of the body, we're going to cut the roof off so we can make this mold and pop it out. And then we'll flip the roof over and make the headliner piece as well. So essentially what I did in here was just frame it all out and then use this 1/4-inch plywood and just cut some triangular pieces that kind of fit in here. I'll end up hitting this with like some top coat or something and mudding it and priming it. But the general thought was it's going to be a single seater and all the space around me from here behind needs to be covered anyways because the batteries will be in there, and I want a easier transition to getting in. So these are kind of like nice little spots where you can sit and like slide in. There's going to be another panel here and then panels that come around the sides here as well. So it really encapsulates the driver, and it's like really kind of like Formula One style where you're kind of cramped. But once this firewall's cut out and moved forward about 16 inches, it'll be a lot easier to get in here because you won't have any of this. So
have you decided what style door you're gonna do?
no, it's between the gull wing door and the suicide door.
All right.
I'm leaning towards suicide door because it'll be easier. The gull wing door, I'm not sure if I'll have enough room because I am going to do electric windows.
Oh, okay.
So the top of the window, the top of the frame of the door is really small. And I don't want to cut into the roof with it because then that becomes an issue of like sealing. And if I'm driving in the rain, I don't want like it just to leak on my head, and I don't want to really worry about like that
convertible problems.
Yeah, exactly. Like they can leak on OEM cars. I don't have that much confidence in this.
I used to deal with that so much, and it used to piss me off. Just wet legging it.
When I was driving the the 72 BMW 2002 that I was driving for a little while.
Oh,
I was daily driving that for like 6 or 7 months, and the sunroof always leaks. If it was raining, I would just get rained on.
Yep.
Take a turn, and it all just goes.
I seen how much water was chilling in there. It was pretty funny. Felt bad for you, but
hey, I love that car. It was really fun driving it for that long, but yeah, I don't really miss it that much. I miss the car, but I don't miss daily. God dang it.